The movie begins 65 million years ago on a planet called Somaris. Mills is about to tell his young daughter that he is going to leave for 2 years for work, which the man needs so that he could treat her illness. But it turns out the girl already knew. We then see the spaceship called the Zoic crossing the galaxy with a crew on board in cryostasis. Mills, who is the pilot, was sleeping when the ship entered an asteroid field. The ship is torn apart and Mills has no choice but to do an emergency landing on a nearby planet, and he loses the cryo chamber and the process after the ship splits in two. After crashing, Mills wakes up, removes a shard from his stomach and heads outside the ship. There he finds he had fallen into a swamp in the middle of a forest. He walks around, not noticing the creatures swimming around him. Bodies of his dead crewmates are scattered everywhere. He later finds out that he got stranded on an unknown planet with a breathable atmosphere. Mills sends out a distress message saying that everyone was dead and that no help is needed as the man contemplates ending his life, but remembering his daughter, Naveen, stops him from doing so. Soon the man receives a signal of one of the missing pods and goes out in the storm to look for it. On his way he steps on empty shells of some creature's eggs and hears a distant monstrous cry. Soon he finds the pod and frees the girl inside it. He carries her through the forest where he comes across the track in the mud of a big creature and freaks out when hearing a roaring nearby. Next day, Mills wakes up and heads outside as we see the girl pretending to be asleep. Searching for the second half of the Zoic, Mills discovers the remain of a dinosaur and gets startled by a huge hot geyser before noticing a shimmering light in the distance that turned out to be the other half of the ship. Mills sees a group of dinosaurs followed by a T-Rex and suddenly gets attacked by a creature. After smashing its head, he manages to kill it. Deep within the forest, Mills finds the girl who's following him around and she escapes immediately. Mills follows her and they both trip and fall next to the corpse of a dead dinosaur. They hear a roaring and the T-Rex arrive. Mills drags the girl back to the ship. There he finds in the passenger book that her name is Koa. He explains to her that they were on an unknown planet inhabited by dangerous alien species, referring to the T-Rex. The girl speaks to him in a language he doesn't know and he does his best to make her understand they need to climb the mountain to get to the ship, saying they will find her family there, which was a lie of course since her parent died in the crash. Koa finds the video messages that Naveen was sending to him and we see how the girl's health was getting worse with time. Mills interrupts her saying they need to move. The two get ready and leave the ship. We then see them cross the unfriendly land as Koa notices the big asteroid in the sky, which was actually the asteroid that caused the dinosaur extinction on Earth. They keep moving and the girl finds some berries that Mills say were poisonous. Soon they hear a squealing in the distance that turns out to be a baby dinosaur stuck in tar. Koa runs to its help followed by Mills, and after getting it out of danger, they watch it getting attacked and killed. Mills quickly drags Koa and hides until it is safe. The man gets mad at the crying girl for putting them in danger. Later, Mills climbs a tree to get a good view of their destination. After being startled by some big bugs, he falls down and dislocates his shoulder. Meanwhile, they get approached by some raptor/lizard-like dinosaurs. Mills fixes his shoulder and shoots at them as more and more arrive. The man asks Koa to run away. The girl escapes while he keeps fighting. Koa finds herself near a group of flying dinosaurs and soon the raptors wannabe get to her, but she is saved at the last moment by Mills. Before the man catches his breath, a creature drags the girl but luckily Mills scares it away. Koa is traumatized and balls up in a corner refusing to move, so Mills decides to give her some time. After she calmed down, they were back on the move and headed to a cave where they set camp for the night. Mills sets up a bunch of devices in a circle around them and goes on to show the girl the stars on his device. He is then shocked to see the big asteroid looming in orbit. When he sees that Koa took a picture of his daughter, Mills gets mad at her, but then he decides to play her a hologram recording of Naveen as he prepares to go to sleep, the man starts crying, and we learn that Naveen had passed away. During the night, the devices start to glow red, signaling a danger. Mills wakes up and checks around as we see something entering Koa's mouth. The man tries to wake up the girl, but she doesn't. After checking her mouth, he finds the bug and quickly kills it. The alert suddenly gets stronger as something screeches from within a hole inside the cave. Mills and Koa step back, and soon a dinosaur appears outside the cave. Mills shoots the creature in the face, and Koa gets scared and runs into the hole, followed by Mills, avoiding the dinosaur's attack. Mills checks for an alternate path with his computer and finds one, and the two follow it as another creature looms behind their back. Soon they reach the second exit, but it was closed. Mills tries to dig a path but soon gives up as Koa screams at him to keep up so that she could go see her family, but the man tells her that he lied to her and that her family were dead. But the girl couldn't understand what he said and went on trying to dig a way out. Mills soon has an idea and uses his small grenades to open up a path. He then hands the girl a pouch with the grenades, and the two crawl through the path. Koa crosses to the other side, but some tremors causes the path to collapse. Mills is back into the first room and calls out to Koa. He hears the girl whistling. We see that Koa finds a way out, and Mills soon is attacked by the creature inside the cavern. He fights the creature and uses his computer to blind it. Then he kills it with his gun. The man is finally out of the cave, but he notices that the asteroid was closer than ever. The computer describes it as catastrophic and says that a direct impact is imminent. Koa finds a sharp bone and covers it in the juices of the poisoned berries and puts it in her bag. She is then under attack by a dinosaur and hides inside the trunk of a dead tree. Mills, who heard her screams, runs to get to her but falls in quicksand. Meanwhile, Koa manages to trap the dinosaur and uses the grenades to blow it up. Mills drowns into the quicksand, but he's saved at the last second by Koa, who lowers a branch to him that he uses to drag himself out from the death trap. The man is glad to see the girl and thanks her for saving his life and explains to her that the asteroid is going to fall on them in 12 hours. At night, the debris of the asteroid starts entering the atmosphere. Mills hears the T-Rex growling as the two reach a dead end. The man sends the little girl climbing with a rope. When she gets late, he becomes desperate and calls for her. She then throws the rope to him. After praising her, the two head to the other half of the ship. Mills is glad to know that the rescue vessel is on its way. Koa, who couldn't find her family, starts asking Mills about them. She soon realizes the sad truth and starts crying. The man then tells her about his daughter and how she died as he was away on his job, and tells Koa that he will make sure to get her back to her home. The two then hug each other as the earth starts getting bombarded by the meteorites. Koa and Mills quickly get to the emergency pod and the man is about to launch it, but the ship gets hit by a meteorite, causing the escape pod to fall down the mountain. The two then pass out, but Koa wakes up and activates the launching mechanism, but it wasn't working since the vessel was upside down. Mills wakes up, but they are attacked by T-Rex. Mills detaches from his seat and leaves the pod to get his gun back. The gun refuses to activate and a second T-Rex arrives. Mills then quickly hides and fixes his gun, but he is under attack and is hurt. Koa uses the computer to play a hologram of Naveen. The T-Rex tries to eat the hologram and Mills uses the chance to blow its head up. The other T-Rex notices the light source and charges at Koa. It attacks the pod, flipping it in the process. Mills starts shooting the creature, emptying his gun on it until it is brought down. Just as he was glad it was over, the dinosaur that attacked them back in the cave arrives. Mills screams at Koa to launch the ship as he baits the creature away from her. The man runs toward the geyser and tricks the creature to get burned by it. But it wasn't enough and the creature is after him again. Koa suddenly appears and stabs the creature in the eye with the poisoned bone. The creature squeals in pain and is hit again by the geyser that melts its body and kills it. The two quickly go back to the pod and launch it as the asteroid smacks into the earth, causing an enormous shockwave that burns the face of the planet. Mills sees on the screen that the rescue vessel has arrived as the computer sets its course to it. The man breathes out and has a memory of him and his daughter at the beach age as Koa firmly grabs his hand and the man tears up, glad he didn't fail again at saving someone. We then see how after the impact, the Earth slowly recovered and 65 million years later, the human civilization would rise. And with that, we reach the end of the movie. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.